This is Spare Parts, your show for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Stephen Cleary, Sean Cavarella, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Welcome to Spare Parts. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Stephen.
And I'm Taylor.
And this week was the greatest weekend in motorsports. You had, I guess, the big three, or three, I don't want to say crown jewel, but yeah, crown jewel events on three different series schedules. And it was back to back to back, and it was fun to watch. So, friends, did you enjoy the racing this week?
It was good racing.
It was good racing. Not entirely. Well, I enjoyed the outcome of the Indy 500. Didn't enjoy the outcome of Monaco.
What happened to Monaco there, huh?
No comment.
Your boy get screwed over again by Ferrari?
Yes.
Did someone shoot themselves in the foot?
Ferrari completely shot themselves in the foot, as they typically do, and completely messed up the pit stops.
Ferrari did a Ferrari.
I'm so angry. They did a Ferrari. I mean, Monaco in general was a little bit... I mean, it was tough. Like, it took so much long... Like, the rain, it was not great. With all the delays and the red flag. Okay. And then the rolling starts. Stupid.
Let's start with that of the rain in Monaco then. What'd you guys think of that? Were you annoyed that they didn't just start racing in the rain, or were you like, okay, I get it?
I understood why they red flagged it. Like, it was a downpour at one point. And I understand, like, the rolling start. It was like the second... Yeah, we'll talk about the second restart, or, the second restart later, but... Start? Yeah, the actual start. But, like, the rain itself was kind of annoying, only because, like, they tried, and then it just wasn't gonna work, and it's just bad timing on the weather's part. But, like, again, I was worried that it was gonna become another Belgium, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't get it, because Monaco is the safest track, I would argue. Yeah, it's close to barriers all around, but at the same time, you're not going fast enough to cause serious damage to you or your car. In theory. Mick kind of made me think differently on that later.
Immediately shut it down.
But at the time it was happening, I was annoyed. I'm like, okay, why can't we just run in the rain and let talent sort it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't understand the unwillingness to let people out in the rain. Ever since 2014, they've been very hesitant on rain. So
wonder why.
Yeah, with good reason, right? But at the same time, like, if you can only go in like a little bit of rain, you're not really that much different than like other sports, right? Like, a fun thing of F1 and motorsports as a whole is whatever the weather is, you're out in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's been snow at F1 races in, like, the 70s. So...
Well, yeah. I
know nowadays that wouldn't happen.
No, they used to run Montreal in October, did they not?
I think they did
that
once.
Back in the 70s.
I think they did it once and then realized that was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're in Canada, the place known for snow.
And Quebec.
One of the many... Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one thing I did see was that the weather might have been screwing with the power a little bit, allegedly. And that's part of why they were delayed in starting, was because they were having trouble with the electronics. So in that case, sure, I guess, on delaying. But I think they if you looked at the radar, you probably could have started a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
They did. Because it was pretty clear for a while. And when they kept jumping back to the radar, and it was like, it looks pretty clear. I don't know why we're still waiting here, because then we're going to wait another 10 minutes after that. Like, unless it was a power thing, or there was like thunder, in which case you're giving 30 minutes from the last rumble, then sure. But those are the only two reasons I could really think of for delaying it as long as they did.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they don't want to run in the rain.
Yeah. Also definitely possible.
Yeah.
F1 cars right now are not built to run in the rain. And I think it's something that seriously damages the show.
Yeah.
If you had them go out in those conditions, it would have been amazing to watch. And
Would have made it fun.
But like, how come you allowed them to do that back in the day? When arguably way more dangerous and, more likely chance of death back then.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays, like, the caveman part of me is just like, just fucking go. Let it go. And, like, as James Hunt would say, big balls will sort out who's the fastest. Who's got the balls to actually push it in those conditions versus just putter it around. And if you can't do it and you just go off and you crash, well, you went too hard for the conditions. That was the trade-off back in the day. If you couldn't get around safely, you wouldn't get around. You had to get around fast and under control. Now it's all about just being fast. They actually don't care if you're under control because they assume everyone's just going to be trying to go as fast as they can. I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, just do it. Just do the thing. Am I the asshole here?
No, I think you make a valid point.
I think we're spending too much time talking about weather. But...
I mean, it was a big part of the race though, because it delayed it, and then you had the tires changes when you had the guys on wets, guys on inners, and the first half of the race really was interesting because of the weather condition, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which is what made it a little bit more fun to watch, because like Monaco is typically one of the more boring races to watch on the calendar, despite it being like the crown jewel in the race of the season, right? Like everybody loves Monaco. It's so famous, but it's just, I mean, we've talked about this plenty of times before. The cars are no longer suitable for the track itself. Like it's just way too narrow for what they have now, and it makes passing impossible, right? So naturally it's tends to be a more boring race because usually the person that gets pole ends up winning. Typically. However, so
not in the last 2 years, Taylor.
Not in the last 2 years.
Like that's the whole point of like why I'm kind of annoyed with the rain thing. If you would let them actually go off in the rain, you would have seen a lot of action and probably a lot of overtaking and a lot of people mixing it up from where they are. Because one guy might try a move into a corner and some guy might be like, okay, back off, thinking he won't have any grip, guy makes it stick. There's things like that which, came out in the rain. There's strategy in the rain. There's what lines to run in the rain. Because generally in the rain, the racing line is not the fastest line because that's where all the rubber is. So, like, you could be smart and have them go out in the rain. And to be honest, I don't even think of us as heavy as Belgium was last year.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it didn't look
like
it was really just a...
Which
is
well,
rain. It was just rain. It was just rain.
Yeah,
it was just rain.
It was heavy right at the start, and then it just sort of pattered off after about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the best time to race in the rain, where it's damp.
Yeah.
But it's not torrential.
Yeah.
And the cars would have spread themselves out enough off the start, going up the hill, that I don't think spray would have been that big of an issue.
Yeah.
And also,
I mean,
they
at
don't
the
get
worst,
up to speed. They don't get up to speed.
Yep. And at the worst, Monaco's already a procession. Like, it's not going to be that different.
It just puts people's car control more at the forefront.
Yeah.
So this is all my thoughts before the race. After seeing the Schumacher thing, I'm glad that didn't happen in the rain. But we can get to that moment.
Yeah.
First half of the race was very different from the second half, though, with the rain, mixed conditions. You saw a different tire strategy of guys trying the inters, guys trying the wets. When was the right time? Guys
Stroll had 3 pit stops by lap 2.
Yeah, him and Latifi hit the barriers going on the first lap behind the safety car, and you're just like, "Yep, thanks, dude. Doing Canada proud there, boys. Way to go." But
brutal.
yeah, not a good one for them.
No, it was not a good start for them.
It was a good start for Leclerc, though. He was having a great first half of that race, wasn't he, Tim?
You know what? He had a great start. Okay, precursor. Going into this race, I want to make it known that every day in the week prior to the race, I was receiving Instagram reels from Sean with memes of Leclerc crashing at Monaco.
Okay.
I blame you, Sean. I blame you.
To be fair, he didn't crash, so...
Yeah, he didn't crash. However, he still had misfortune. Therefore, bad juju, I blame you.
He didn't have misfortune. He got incompetence. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, no, the team completely messed it up, and it was honestly ridiculous. And I totally understood his anger and like the amount of frustration that he had, because the team itself, like, you can't just say, okay, box. He's like, they would know where he is in terms of the pit entrance, and then to tell him like, no, never mind. Like, you need to be able to have your information right, because then the drivers, like, they have to follow what you're saying, right? Like, not always, but Leclerc was trusting his team with pit strategy because it was so important, and the rain made it even more important when they were switching tires from the wets to the slicks, right? So it was terrible. And then it ended up like when they ended up double stacking Sainz and Leclerc, Sainz ended up like Leclerc kind of got a little bit delayed because he's waiting for Sainz to finish.
He was stationary behind him in the box for a couple seconds at least.
Yeah, a couple of seconds, and then his pit stop was a little bit longer because they had trouble on one of the tires in the back, and it was just a mess. It turned out to be a gigantic mess, and Leclerc unfortunately never really recovered from that. And it sucked. It sucked to see, and I could see, like, especially for Leclerc, who's been trying to win his home race for years, and to finally
finish his home race.
Yes, to finish.
He did
but
that.
To finally,
so it's not all bad.
It's not all bad. He did finally finish, which means maybe the curse is broken. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. So maybe next year? But it was insanely frustrating to watch, and very disappointing for Ferrari fans who were hoping to see Leclerc's first win at home.
Yeah, I got a free bet before going into that race, and it was like a free $10 bet. I put it on Sainz because I knew Leclerc was going to get fucked over at some point. It was just bound to happen. You're not going to go from being cursed at Monaco to going right away to winning. First, you have to finish. So he has finished this year. Next year, I don't know, maybe a podium. And then next year, probably
Third,
a DNF.
Then second.
No, and then DNF to kind of make people think, ooh, is the curse back? Then
second.
Then second.
Then DNF.
No, then out of the points after a bad pit stop again. And then he'll finally get a win. And then get disqualified.
Wow. That is terrible. You two are terrible.
I mean, you can't write this stuff. It's how it happens.
Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure that's not how it's going to happen, because next year Leclerc is going to win, so...
You want to put money on that now?
Sure, I'll put money on it now.
Yeah, I don't trust Ferrari at all. They'll screw me over. They have enough. But yeah, so Leclerc got screwed. Sainz jumped him. And then the Red Bulls jumped them.
Jumped them.
Mm-hmm.
With their own double stack.
Their double stack was so much more organized than the Ferrari one. It looked very seamless.
It always is. Like, Red Bull has probably one of the best pit teams in the garage, if not the best pit team.
I think there's no doubting that, yeah.
And also being more organized than Ferrari is basically just stepping over the pole on the ground.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Yeah.
No notes to add to that one. Just yep.
Yep.
Ferrari's really shit. Yeah. So we got karma this week though with Perez winning.
Yay!
Called
If
it.
anyone else was gonna, okay, whatever, Steven.
Yeah, you want to talk about Juju? That guy had some Juju coming his way.
He deserved it after last weekend. Like, he deserved it, and it was nice to see him get a win, especially being like, isn't he like the first Mexican driver to win at Monaco?
Yes.
I think
I
he's
think so.
I think so. So good for him. Great milestone. Yay. If anybody else was gonna win it, I'm glad it was Checo.
Yeah. Good. It was good for Perez and Sainz get a 1-2, considering they've been quite notably the B drivers in both their teams. So
Yeah.
it was good to see both them on the podium. Max wasn't aggressive and stupid. Is this a new Max?
Yeah, not till
No,
next week.
no.
I don't know if we can say that yet.
I mean,
How many times
at
did
the
you
end
expect him to send it down signs?
Many
when
times.
all four of them got together at the like for the last 15 laps, I was waiting for. I think so. Sean and I were watching together, and it was like, all right, here he goes, and well, he didn't do anything. Here he goes, and he didn't do anything. This is getting boring.
Yeah.
Oh, also to
I
mention
was
the
like-
Sainz save in the first half of the race.
Oh yeah, that was
when
good.
Sainz hit the wet part off the dry line and almost
Yeah.
went straight into the wall on the main straight.
Mhm.
Whew.
Yep.
Again, good save.
He's right.
Came to second.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You say for handing out good saves, Guan Yu Zhou had a good save coming out of the tunnel too.
Yeah, he Code Brown.
Oh,
Code
yeah.
Brown.
Yep.
And the radio from that was actually hilarious. I think it was that radio that they put out, but he said something about like he needs new pants after that one.
Yeah, that's understandable because he I don't know how he kept that one going straight after that.
Mm-hmm.
But so anything else about the top teams you want to talk about, or do you want to talk about the end of the race?
I was going to say just one last thing on that. Ferrari becomes the first team to lock out the front row in Monaco and not win since
Ferrari
did it in 2008.
Having fun yet, Taylor?
Oh, Ferrari.
Why do I always choose the teams that bring me pain?
Listen, that's what you got to talk to your therapist about that. Like, I ain't helping you. So
Yeah, my next therapy session, I'll be like, I'm gonna pay $100 and something for.
Do I like abuse?
I get to repick my teams. Actually, no, it'd be way more than $150 to do that.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, I don't know.
One thing that bugged me, so I liked the end of the race. The four of them chasing each other down. The Red Bulls on the mediums, the Ferraris on the hards.
Okay. We got to talk about that too because that was an interesting call.
Dumb call. For
That was
mediums.
a very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really get why you would do that when you don't know when the end of the race is. Because at that point, they were sort of staggering between, are we going to be timed? Are we going to go the full distance? I don't know. Screw it, mediums.
But like,
can we talk about that time rule? Can we get rid of that time rule?
Why? What do you mean?
The whole you have to have the race within 3 hours of the scheduled start time or whatever.
I feel like it's stupid. If there's still daylight, race. Who cares?
I agree. I don't like this whole. No, you need to have a time limit.
If it's not going to interfere with public life which is past 7 p.m. or whatever it would be on a Sunday night locally.
Yeah.
I get they don't want a repeat of Canada 2012. But that is such an anomaly of a race.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then just because of that one, you're going to set other weird races up that, nope, has to be done X number of hours after. We're done.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating because I think if this race had played out full race distance, you'd have seen different strategy come into play.
Mm-hmm. And Red Bull, I think, would have been in a lot of trouble.
And it would have been more entertaining because you wouldn't have had Alonso backing up the fucking pack.
Yeah. That was really stupid.
And just parking the bus for half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on for a nice Sunday drive, sightseeing. Maybe I'll go to the casino later. Oh, there's my yacht, yes. Like,
oh, yes. Hello, fans.
That was the most frustrating part of that race, was watching that at the end. But the
that was stupid.
top four battling it out was good.
I was convinced there was going to be a disaster. When they got so close together and there was 4 of them, I was actually like doing the same thing. Like, is Max going to go for it? And when he didn't, I was like, this is a surprise, but...
Okay, let's be honest. You were hoping for a disaster so that Leclerc could somehow sneak out a win from the 3 of them taking each other out.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely not.
Out of the tunnel, Max hits sign, they take out Perez, Leclerc wins.
Leclerc blows engine.
Leclerc blows engine, Russell wins.
That would have been
And
nice.
then Sean would have been right.
Yeah, for sure.
Russell's engine blows because there's heating issues. Norris wins. No one's happy.
Except Norris?
Actually, no. Then that'd be Lando's first win. So Lando blows it. Fernando wins. Then no one's happy.
Then everybody's mad.
And Hamilton's extra pissed at getting second.
Anyway, so where were we? Top four.
Wrapping up the top 4.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was gonna say the other thing that sucks. Yes, the other thing that sucks with the mediums is Sean caught this. That bird that just swooped in front of Perez.
It was off the restart or whatever, and Perez on the mediums. He's coming down into I think whatever the heck the turn is right before the tight hairpin. And he had a huge lockup because a bird flew right across his car, right as he was going through. I'm like, oh shit!
Random lockup in the middle of a straight line. Yeah. What the hell?
You know what? Some birds are just, they're just done. I think they're just done.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we're done with the top 4. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I think so.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Mick crash? And is Mick gonna have to be on a hot seat soon?
Okay, did you guys see the interesting headline that popped up on the Motorsports news channels?
No.
/ rumor mill?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so the rumor mill, I mean, the silly season always sparks the rumors. However, it is being said that Mick might potentially be talking to Aston Martin and taking Vettel's seat.
Why would he do that to himself?
That is fucking amazing.
So that was like...
I like the two opposite reactions there.
Why would he do that?
Why. Me thinking that'd be perfect.
Right.
And I'm kind of like,
Is it like for next year or mid-season swap?
No, for next year.
Okay.
So my assumption would be that Vettel would be thinking that he's retiring, which wouldn't be a surprise at all.
I would like Vettel to retire, take a year off, and come back in a year. Do it Alonso.
Yeah. Do it Alonso? What, go to IndyCar?
Or sorry, do a Kimi, then do an Alonso, because it's the same thing. So that would be the Vettel. Oh no! Wait, no. It was Schumacher who did it first. Then it's a Kimi. It's a common thing of guys saying, "I'm out, and I'm back in."
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for Vettel. Go have some fun for a year.
Go spend some time with your family.
Go run Indy.
Or take your son with Haas, and we put K-Mag in the Aston Martin.
I mean, maybe.
No.
Let Vettel and Schumacher race together.
That would be cool.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
But I don't see that happening.
Or I have an even better idea. Daddy Stroll fires son Stroll. Take Schumacher.
I mean, that would kind of be hilarious and also awesome.
It would be hilarious. Like, highly unlikely, but...
Based on results, I don't know if we can say that's an improvement for Mick.
Yeah.
He's destroyed, like literally destroyed 2 cars so far this year. And we're what, like 6 races in? 7? Yeah. Like, he destroyed that car.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, speaking of Vettel, that was the exact same moment Vettel had in practice. Was it practice or qualifying? Where Vettel also got sideways at that exact same point in the swimming pool section. But caught it. I think it was practice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he caught it. Mick, same moment, doesn't catch it. Car's dead.
Yeah.
That wreck scared me for a second, though.
Yeah, well, it looked really, really bad.
Well,
What happened the last time a Haas was in half?
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, you had the Haas in half, and you saw the rear ass of it. And then they didn't show him for like a good few seconds.
They didn't even show the car.
No. And you're like,
I was
okay,
like, oh god.
okay, we're just not gonna do this. And then they had the radio message, just like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that crash was oof. One of the nastier ones I've ever seen in Monaco.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time you don't get the speed to have that sort of G-force to rip it apart.
Yeah, exactly. And that Tech Pro barrier did some work on the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Took a bit of a hit.
Those are good barriers, Tech Pro. I understand like people are kind of annoyed with them because they always have to be like redone after someone hits them. But they're a really good safety tool. I just don't think you could have them everywhere. But like in a high-speed section like that, it's a good place to have them. Anyway, if you want to go through the rest of the field?
Yep. George.
5th again.
He was there. Yep. Good job.
5th again.
Doesn't get first, doesn't get lower than 5th.
Yep.
Well, keeping the streak.
He's a guaranteed bet for a top 6 finish.
Yep. If you're in the fantasy leagues, witch him up.
Lando Norris.
Screw him.
Why is that, Steven?
Why?
He took the fastest lap. He took the fastest lap in my money.
Explain. Elaborate.
I had my bet was Perez to win, got that part, and to have fastest lap. Didn't get that part.
Womp
So,
womp.
yeah. How many? I mean, to be fair, how many times does the fastest lap go to someone that's not on the same team as the winner, or someone in the top 4 who has a massive gap?
You know who you have to blame for that? Alonso.
Yeah.
Because he allowed that gap to happen so he could get that pit stop.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Fernando. So be mad at Alonso, not at Lando.
Yeah, but this was very much. I like McLaren. I need McLaren to do better. He gets the fastest lap. No, not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
on your terms, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I think Yuki and there was one other person that did the same thing, and Perez was 4th fastest. I was like, God damn it.
The bus. I mean, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Fuck him, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, he kind of ruined the race, just kind of doing nothing there.
Yep. Tire strategy. Okay.
Yeah. I kind of wish someone would just cut around the corner. Like coming out of the tunnel instead of going through it, just like cut it.
You know what Lewis should have done? Just cut through the chicane, take the 5-second penalty, and take off.
Honestly.
Screw it.
Honestly.
Because who else? Like at that point, if you want it, you gotta take a penalty as well.
Yeah. That actually is a really good point. He should have just done that.
Yeah. Would have been smarter.
Or you take it and then you give it back. You slow up through the swimming pool section, have him gain in front of you, but compromise his line so that you can get a better exit.
No, I would have just taken the penalty and taken it off.
I mean, yeah, but I want to be like, you should get a free corner cutter race. Make it like F1 lobbies. No? Fine.
No.
Lewis Hamilton should have cut the corner.
Angry.
For a guy who cuts corners a lot, I'm surprised he didn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do for a TikTok. There's the scene in Big Mouth where it's the one kid who has a bit of a learning disability, and he has the chart of faces, and it's just angry.
Oh, for Lewis.
For
Yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah, he is. If he's
Jesus.
not first, he's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last, mad, yeah. He got a nice painting from Bottas, though, who was behind
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Speaking of Bottas behind,
That was so funny.
Yep. Tweet of the day.
we did
He's
have
like,
Ocon. Where was Ocon? Behind Hamilton, technically.
He was behind. Yeah.
But he had a 5-second
Yeah,
penalty
technically.
for
Yeah.
hitting Hamilton. So yeah. Vettel got some more points for Aston.
Good job.
Good
Good
for
job.
them. Pierre, 11th out of the points. Womp womp. Esteban out of the points. Womp womp.
The rough qualifying for Pierre.
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo, who is on the hot seat, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
So the big thing. So jumping ahead here. Pato signed his new deal, and the big thing was F1 clauses. Because if we're going to talk about Danny Rick on the hot seat, we may as well talk about possible replacements. So Pato has an F1 clause, and that was very specifically pointed out by Zach Brown.
That's one point. If anyone's unaware, Pato O'Ward is McLaren's driver in IndyCar. So that's
Yes.
why that's relevant. Context,
Yep,
Stephen.
and-
Provide people context.
Nah.
Don't assume they know everything.
But anyways, maybe just swap those two. Daniel likes America. He's a big American guy. Loves Texas. It's basically the outback of, I don't know, America.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Bunch of shit that can kill you. It's just one particular species.
People? Yeah,
What,
pretty much.
Humans?
Yeah, that's in bad taste.
Yeah, that is. I realized. Apologies. That's really bad.
I'm not cutting that. You're keeping that one in there. You look like
Yeah.
a dick.
You guys are horrible people.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why you were going with that. Steve. You just kind of took that and kept going and kept going
And we were
and kept
like,
going.
is he gonna do
I
it?
mean,
I was like, still gonna go with it.
Yeah, just end it, move on.
Yep.
Okay, so Ricardo,
okay.
Ricardo has been not doing super hot, but we've seen this in the past with McLaren before, Renault before. So, if they decide to release him, yeah, Pato O'Ward signed his contract, and there is a clause in there where he could get into F1. So maybe in the future, they decide to get rid of Ricardo. O'Ward is the next guy, kind of. But then you also have to look at a guy like Herta as well, because that's also been a rumor for a while, and Zach Brown also likes him for the Americanness of him.
And he'll stay around with Andretti until whenever.
Yeah, but Pato would be the better choice.
Oh yeah,
Pato is the first choice. Hurt is the second choice.
Just beyond me. Whatever.
And I don't know if Herta could overtake that at all with his ties to Andretti. Unless
I also think Pato is the better driver.
Pato is
Well,
the better driver, 100%.
Well, I was gonna say unless Andretti cuts ties with Herta somehow. So
That would need to take a
Doubtful.
massive blow up.
Yeah.
Considering
Yeah.
that I think they're losing
Doubtful.
another American to McLaren, possibly. We can talk about that later.
yeah, but I was gonna say McLaren also just picked up a Formula E team, so it's like, another place we can boot Daniel.
That's true. Also,
Yeah. Yeah.
he'll be fine coming up. I'm sure he'll do better. Yeah, watch it. It'll be Canada. He gets in the podium.
Yep, and he's never. I was saying this on the weekend. He's never been good at adjusting to cars. He takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
That's true.
he's not a seat of your pants driver. He is a methodical, think it through driver. Similar
Yes.
to guys like Perez is that kind of style. Despite hating him, Latifi is that type of style.
but like, if you go through Drive to Survive and watch Danny in his first season at Renault, crap. Then starts doing well, and then leaves and goes to McLaren and does crap, and then
Does well
last
last
year
year.
does well.
Mm-hmm.
New regulations this year. not doing too hot compared to where Lando is. I mean, at first it looked like this is a McLaren problem. Then Lando started, constantly being in the points, and Daniel's not there.
Yeah.
So,
again, I'm sure
Daniel Ricciardo, world champion 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bold take.
That's a bold take.
So,
Yet somehow still not as bold as Leclerc winning next year in Monaco.
We all know who's going to win next year. It's going to be Stroll 22, Stroll 23, Stroll 24.
No, stop right there. Stop right there.
And then you had, I guess, back to Monaco quickly.
Team Canada.
Yeah, team fucking Canada really bringing up the rear there. Way to go, guys.
Driving like I used to drive the NASCARs when I was 5 in the NASCAR games. Just ride the wall.
Yeah, hit every wall. And then you have Zhou and Tsunoda, and then Albon, and then Schumacher makes it. So.
Yeah. Albon just sort of...
I think he had a problem.
Nah. He had
I'll be honest. I thought about betting Latifi beating Albon, assuming Albon had an issue. I'm like, oh fuck, I should have done that instead of the Sainz beating Leclerc. That payout for like a $10 free bet was like $80. Should have. Oh well, I'll take the free 40.
There you go.
All in all, what do you guys think of this Monaco race?
Yeah.
I thought
Fix the cars or
I thought it was a
there.
decent one, to be honest. From the last few years,
I think, it was a better Monaco race than what we've had in the past couple of years in terms of like entertainment value.
Yeah, there was more excitement and more basically shit happening.
Yeah, but bar on ground. Come on.
So?
We could still say that it was better, even if the bar is super low.
It's like people that get upset when not every F1 race is a banger. Yeah, if they're all bangers, then they're not going to be. Then there's nothing that distincts the good ones from the bad ones. It's okay to have bad races, and it's okay for a bad race historically to have a good one. You don't have to be like, oh well, it's only good because everything else is terrible. It was decent. If you throw this same kind of race at Hungary, it's the same kind of thing. It's a fun race.
Yeah.
Also, we got a meme of the Monaco curse continuing for Leclerc, so it's great.
Yeah.
Can't wait till next year when I get a week full of Leclerc memes again.
Oh, there's gonna be even more next year.
Yeah.
There's just another
5 seconds longer.
Another year to add to the
5 seconds longer of him swearing or the Michael Schumacher storming up to the to race control meme.
Okay, that was funny. That was a funny meme.
Okay. Moving on from Monaco.
I was gonna say in terms of Monaco quickly, they're also was technically the last year of the contract. They'll probably get something done because it's Monaco.
They'll get something done.
But it was interesting, as always, to see the usual thing of, well, Monaco only pays $15 million for the race, while other cities are paying upwards of $60 million. So they're losing $45 million by not going to another venue.
Yeah, but you also bring in a lot of rich people into the sport. So you can make the argument of that it is important for exposure.
Yeah.
Especially for people who will bring money to the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a who's who of who's around the paddock.
Yeah, exactly. And it always has been.
Right.
I will say I think Monaco deserves to be in the calendar, and I think it should stay.
Yep. I was going to say one other last thing. Sergio Perez, real championship threat or not? He is 15 points behind Verstappen.
Yes.
There we go.
Actually, I'm going to put money on him. Fuck it.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. You two and your bets.
It's not an addiction. Yeah. Actually, at this point, it's free money because they gave credit, so,
Okay, well then that is free money.
Exactly. So I'm just throwing away money. It's not mine. If I get money back, even better. So moving on from F1 to, let's go Coke 600 next before we talk Indy. That was a fun race, actually. It was chaotic. It was the longest in terms of, I think, distance and time.
619 miles.
Yeah, for NASCAR.
Oh, God.
You had multiple lead changes, and then you had all the leaders take themselves out in the last run to the white flag. They didn't make it. They all took each other out.
Yep.
And then...
Oh, my gosh.
Then you had a great fight to the end between Kyle Busch and Denley Hamlin. if Kyle Busch would have won, I would have been all over him up backing into that one. But yeah.
The Alex Bowman tweets would have been amazing.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a really fun race. Oh shoot, who was it? There was a big wreck with Suarez, and I can't remember who else, with a car ended up flipping through the infield. But yeah, it was, and like by the end of the race, you had like no one there, like in terms of the field. Like you had 19 cars finish that race.
Jesus.
That's less than half of the NASCAR field finished that race. But that's good. That makes it feel like an actual like endurance race. Like that's like as I've always said, oval racing's endurance racing. Coke 600's the longest race. Yeah, you should have not a lot of guys finishing.
Yeah.
It was here. Accident. Kaz Gralla running didn't beat 3 guys with an accident.
Well, they were all taken out like the last.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the guys.
Accident engine, DVP.
Here's a fun one. Look at the guys I put money on. Okay, Austin Cindric crashed out. Nice. Ryan Blaney crashed out. Nice.
Did you also have Keselowski with them and have them crashing out together?
No, I didn't have that part.
Oh, I did.
Oh, I did. I did have Reddick, who did almost wreck himself at one point.
Yep, so did I.
Yeah.
What came home 6th?
I had Chastain, who basically got taken out in that final big wreck.
Yep.
Because he was running up front for a large part of the day. Who else? I also had Chris Buescher. That's who it was who flipped with Suarez. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, really great day for NASCAR betting. Yay!
Yep.
Though
Is it your NASCAR betting that always like never pans out?
Yeah, that's fair. I'll be honest, I actually did have Kyle Busch, so if he did win, I would have been happy. But it's okay. It's the one thing I didn't hit on the weekend of gambling, so.
And it was a wild finish, so.
It was nuts, and like
Hamlin
and Kyle Busch, like that last lap shootout, were them like literally right next to each other, and fighting through the corners. Excellent. Second best finish of the weekend. But yeah, one thing I still hate about Coke 600, the 4 stages. They break it into 4 stages instead of having just the 3.
It's just
get rid of it all.
Yeah, it's just an extra step.
Yeah, I think there's a growing call now just to get rid of it, especially like with this race being as long as it was.
Yeah, it was It should be It was a temporary Band-Aid on a growing issue. You have gotten rid of that issue with this package. Yeah. Get rid of the Band-Aid. It'd be like wearing a Band-Aid over healed skin.
Like this race, without really any major weather or anything, took almost 6 hours to run.
Yeah.
It started at 6. It almost finished at midnight. Eastern time. Your fans are not going to be around to watch that at that time, unless it's the hardcore.
No.
And the hardcore don't really care for the stages. So, move on from the stages. Probably saves you at least an hour. But, yeah. That's a frustrating one for the race that was this long. But I digress. It is what it is. I don't think they're going to put the genie back in the bottle. But it was fun. It was a fun race.
We can hope.
Now to the one that Taylor wants to get to. Indy 500. Okay, you can say it.
Wait.
Well, I want to try that again?
Yeah.
You cut out.
What?
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
Well,
I was finally right about something. Finally.
Well,
I always shoot in the dark, and it never pans out. And it finally did.
Well, you know what they say. Blind squirrel finds a nut. Good job, blind squirrel.
Thank you.
Wasn't a hard fucking nut to find, to be honest.
Okay, you know what? I thought I was taking a chance.
Yeah, so did like every commentator through the entire month of May.
What did we go over last week? If everyone says someone is underrated, they're not underrated.
Yeah, if everyone is saying Marcus Ericsson is a dark horse to win, he was never a dark horse. He actually was a favorite to win. No, you don't get to cover your ears. You get to hear this. So, Ericsson had a great drive, let's be honest. And won the Indy 500, becoming the second Swede to do so.
Kenny Brackett. Or Brack.
Brack.
I don't know why I did. I don't know why
Yeah,
I did.
I don't know why you
Why
did
did you
either.
Americanize that?
But yeah, Marcus Ericsson wins. Was it his to lose? No, it was Scott Dixon's to lose, and he
lost.
And he threw
And he
it away.
lost.
He threw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot be taking speeding penalties that late in the race.
Yeah.
No.
It was. I think that was like one of the only ones of the day.
Which is surprising
Yeah.
with how many rookies are in the field. Because like it's one thing to get down to the speed limit when you're running practices, but
Yeah, when you're not using the off
when
turn
it's
4, when you get the whole warm-up lane to go into the pits. Yeah.
when it's during the race and there's that added pressure. Like I thought a lot of the younger guys would have more penalties.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of them still crashed, so you had that.
I mean, a lot of the rookies actually did all right. Like it was a bit of a mix. Like Islet crashed. Taylor's other pick.
That was my other pick, so like
Oh, it's okay. At least
wasn't
you
two for
didn't
two.
have Rena's VK, the first fucking guy out of the race.
Yeah, crashing by himself, no contact, out of second place. Figure that out.
Oh, that was a piss off. I had
Yeah.
money on him too.
Oh no.
I had money. I had $5 on Marcus Ericsson and won $125. So I mean, like, I'll take that.
So that paid off, so that's good.
Yeah, at least the odds makers still thought he was a dark horse too. So we'll take that one.
Yeah, so those two crashed out of in 2. Actually, so did Grosjean was in 2 as well, right?
I thought he was 1 or 2. That's where all the wrecks were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
then
was. I'm trying to pull up the results here. But,
I was gonna say, and then climbing up, Herta didn't crash, just slow. That
yeah,
backup car had no
he
speed.
got told to park it.
Yeah.
Because he lacked that much speed.
Yeah.
Which I feel bad that you just didn't get that car right.
He was running at the same speed as Dalton Kellett.
Ooh.
Boy.
That's probably not good. Or sorry, Dalton Kellett and Stephen Wilson.
Yeah, they struggled all week.
Yeah.
They had a bad
Yeah,
race.
well, so if you were a favorite coming into the week, if your backup car is going the same speed as the guys at the back,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
But, going through the race as a whole, though, really wasn't a whole lot happening. For the most part, it was up front, Dixon and Pillow and Daly. That was a big part of the race. Daly got very fortunate. I think it was on the second round of pit stops. That
He pit right as like the wreck was happening.
Yeah, so he got cycled through to the front, which is good for him. He had the pace, just not at the end. For guys like charging through the field, I would definitely say Kanan and Rossi were those two.
Missing someone there.
Which one?
Helio, plus 20 on the day.
Oh shit, yeah, good point. He came from way back.
Yep.
Man, like it was actually a really good race. I saw a lot of people complaining about like commercials and coverage and stuff like that. I did a whole thread on our Twitter account on the commercial break, or like all the different commercials going through like the race. There was only one point in the race where it was a full screen ad where you weren't side by side. It was the very first one of the race on lap 10, and you missed 3 laps. Everything else was side by side, so you could always still watch when there was a commercial. or it was full screen during the caution. And then the last 20 laps plus the post-race like celebration, all commercial free. So in that regard, I can't say like I really hated how they had their ads this race. I know in the past it's been an issue, and yeah, it's not like F1 where it's no commercials at all, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine for what we're used to with IndyCar, obviously.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
I think I had it here somewhere.
To say, we could still wish it's more like a Sky broadcast where you get the entire race uninterrupted, but we'll never get that.
But
so.
In the total race, there was 20 commercial breaks. I think 4 of them were full ads. Everything else during the actual race, side by side.
Yeah.
My one complaint was the last commercial break was right in the middle of green flag pit stops for the end. So.
Yeah, that's a little poorly timed, like in terms of the ad spots, but.
To be fair, they probably have it set up already, regardless of... You don't know what the strategy is going to be. As soon as one caution comes out, the entire plan is going to be screwed anyways. You can probably guess that it would be around that time, but you never know.
But you are kind of making up as you go, because if you're running your full screen ads during caution periods, you're at least aware of what's happening on track. Yeah. And they would also stack multiple full screen ones during caution periods. So you'd have like 2, back to caution, here's your little coverage, back to full screen ad, back to the race, and we're going green.
But the advertisers are not thinking on a strategy standpoint. They're thinking we need to get X amount of commercial breaks. We're going to throw it in wherever.
It should be, we should appease the viewers and make money second. Because if you don't have people watching, there's no point of running commercials.
I'm not disagreeing, but as an advertiser, they're sitting there saying, we need 16 commercial breaks at minimum.
Well, they had 20, so, Again, but only for 4 laps of green flag racing you missed total. And it was in the first 15 laps. So really, did you miss much of the race? If you were paying attention? No, you didn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What else should we talk about the race? What else happened?
Scott McLaughlin's crash.
Oh yeah, he
that was a hard hit
twice.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of guys who had a lot of hype behind them going in crashed. Like literally every single guy that crashed had hype. VK was a lot of people's pick out of the first row. Cal Milot, a lot of people thought he was a top rookie, could maybe be rookie of the year candidate. Grosjean, same thing. Big pedigree coming over and running your first 500.
And Shody was quick.
Herta, he's quick. He'll make daring moves. Though he didn't crash, but he just was off the pace all day.
He didn't crash on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Scott McLaughlin, same thing. Had a lot of pedigree. Was probably the best Penske for a lot of the day. I think at his crash, he was the top Penske. And then Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Nearly fucked his teammate out of a win. Which no one even mentioned on the broadcast that, it's his teammate that crashed with like 6 to go.
Yep.
Oh.
And then they red flagged it. Right,
that was an interesting
right or wrong call to red flag it?
Probably wrong. Like, I don't know. It was... We've seen it where that's been a yellow before. Yeah. So I'd say with a lot of the, like, NASCAR obviously has the green-white checker overtime system because they always want it to end in a race. IndyCar has been less likely to do that, but I think this is a case where they're like prestige event with a lot of hype around the sport. We're going to go for a green finish, which they didn't get anyways.
It still ended under yellow.
Not that the yellow, I think the race winning move was made before the yellow came out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That O'Ward Ericsson last lap shootout, that was exhilarating. Like they were, O'Ward was all over them. could have maybe made that move.
Mhm.
Ericsson drove his heart out to basically hold on to that lead.
Yep.
That he should have won. He had such a pace advantage on that last stop. He was
3 seconds.
He was
3
pulling
seconds up.
away.
He was 3 seconds up before Jimmy crashed.
Yeah, like it was his. And if he had not won that, I would have been pissed off for Ericsson.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Award, and I think Award's day will come. He definitely is fantastic. But yeah, that was a great ending.
I mean, if Pato comes back and wins that would have been a great day for Mexican racing fans.
Also true.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and then it finished with Sage Karam in the wall. And then...
Yeah.
Again, if safety is what you're going for, maybe having a balls to the wall shootout to finish off the race, where everyone's tight together, is not the most safe thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when big money is on the line.
Yeah.
Did you see how much Ericsson won in prize money?
What was the exact number?
I believe it was like 3 million and something.
Wow.
I'll find it right now.
Not a bad pay. I was gonna say, so that's what,
Pretty good payday.
$1 million an hour.
$3.1 million for the win. How much
Oof.
of that
So-
he actually gets? Good question.
But still, gross. That's $1 million an hour.
And did you also see? They actually there's a full payout of everyone in the race. So because you're guaranteed to get money making the 500. So.
What did Renus get? Because then
Um,
everyone's just in between.
Pretty much. I'm trying to pull it up right now. It is. Rena's VK's got 487,000.
Okay, so a $2.6 million difference roughly.
Yeah.
Between
Pato
first and
got
last.
$1 million for second.
So $2 million drop. Yeah, okay.
That's okay. So if you're a part-time driver, you don't get as much as
That
the
makes
full-time.
sense.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
Tony Kanaan in second took home $400,000.
Third.
Sorry, Tony Kanaan in third took home $400,000. Only for Felix in fourth, $450,000. Or sorry, $570,000. My bad. Little minor dyslexia there. So yeah, you came fourth, and the guy in third made less money than you. Ugh.
Came third, and the guy in fourth made more money.
Same thing, different words, okay? But,
I was gonna say, if you're Felix, dude, you said that sounding very disappointed. If I'm Felix, I'm upset I didn't get third, but
I mean,
if I had to walk away with
probably
more
would've
money
got
than the guy in
more.
third.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, just that was kind of interesting. Also, did you see who won Rookie of the Year? Or first of all,
David
Steven,
Malukas,
no, it was not.
wasn't it?
Malukas was the highest finishing rookie, but he didn't win Rookie of the Year.
Who was it? Kirkwood?
Nope.
Lingard?
Nope.
Who the?
Who was it?
Jimmy Johnson won Rookie of the Year.
Really
Steven,
interesting.
Steven, give me your thoughts right
Steven.
now as you look so disappointed.
I mean, I like Jimmy. He was one of my drivers to watch, but how do you crash and still be driver or rookie of the year? I guess
He also didn't have good pace all day.
yeah, he was struggling. He was quick the week before in qualifying, but did the voting cut off at lap 190 or something?
I don't know. So the top rookie criteria includes, quote, on-track performance in practice, qualifying, and the race, media and fan interaction, sportsmanship, and positive influence on the Indy 500.
Okay.
That's... Yeah.
I was gonna say, so let's go through this quickly. So your top three rookies, who were all together actually, were David Malukas in 16th, Kyle Kirk, followed by Kyle Kirkwood and Christian Lingard. Malukas dropped 3 spots, but was pretty impressive in qualifying, being the best of the rest.
Yep.
And was still the top rookie to bring it home.
Yep.
Kyle Kirkwood made up 14 spots on the day from the second last row. That's pretty good. And Christian Lundgaard from the back row made it up to 18th. That's pretty good.
They got robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a case for all three. Like I'd give it to Malukas because I guess if you're encompassing the entire thing, he was very impressive last week and yesterday by becoming in the top half of the field.
I think it's that positive influence on the Indy 500 that ticks the box for Johnson. You know.
Sure. Again, this is not a problem with Jimmy. I like Jimmy, and again,
it was cool to see him.
Yeah.
I don't really get that. Maybe the voting cuts off at a certain point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but still.
That's an interesting call.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement on that one.
And, okay, so who's more cursed, Scott Dixon or Charles Leclerc?
Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon.
He at least leads laps in the race.
He's led the most all time.
Yes,
he's got one win to show for it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if either of you saw David Land's video earlier this week on Scott Dixon's curse, and basically how essentially at this point it rivals the Andretti curse.
Yep.
It is. Oof.
It's bad.
So what was it this year? It was speeding.
Yep.
Right. Last year it was what happened to Pelot this year, which is a yellow comes out as he's going into the pits and has to do 1, a drive through the pits, 2, he has to come back around, do a splash and go, take a penalty back to the back of the field. And I think, where did he end up last year again?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't do that off my head.
Here.
Yeah, he got pretty screwed last year because of that. That sucked.
What did he get, 27?
I think it was towards the back?
He was 17th last year.
I was up by 10.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
My details. And then before that, he was second.
Yep.
And then that was, 2020 second? Yep. 2019, didn't he have the issue where, the fuel thing didn't go? Or was it a different year I'm thinking of?
I think that was that year.
2019, where, he ran so low on gas, when they went to actually refuel, they couldn't fire the car. Pretty sure that's what happened that year. 2018 was third. 2017 was in the fence.
I was going to say, 2018, how many laps did he lead?
Ooh, good question. You looking that up?
0 laps led, actually.
Really?
Somehow.
Yeah, he just can't win at Indy, despite always being fast. He has the second most poles at Indy.
Yep.
And can't win.
Yep. Second most poles, most laps led. He led half the damn race almost.
That is a stupid record.
Supremely bad luck.
Yep.
Yeah. That's hoof.
Oh god.
Which curse would you rather have? The Indy curse but you still are one of the best all time and win all the championships, or the Monaco curse and you drive for Ferrari? So you basically
I'd rather be Scott Dixon.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
At least you have hope as Scott Dixon.
Well, and at least it's just pure bad luck versus gross incompetence.
Yeah.
It really is.
This is just literally God doesn't want you to win versus my team doesn't want me to win.
Yeah, pretty much. That is the Ferrari way.
So, yeah. Okay, do we want to do a quick rundown of the field?
Sure.
Or number of drivers in the field?
We're already over an hour, by the way, so we can never get one.
We did Ericsson and O'Ward, still Mexican racing drivers, bright future. Sadly, might be the last to TK. he was very emotional and did I don't know if you saw the celebratory lap he did
Little wave
around
around,
sort of
yeah.
waving. Yep, and he got very close to the wall, which might be a this is fully it now.
Maybe. I wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised.
he's 47 now, right?
I think you should hang
So-
him up for
Oh
sure.
my gosh.
Rosenquist, other Swede, came fourth.
Good day for the Swedes too.
Good day for McLaren. 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had Ganassi 1-3, McLaren 2-4. So that
Probably
Good for
celebrating with a 2-4.
nice. Rossi, great drive. Just
Yeah, sort of
didn't
coming
have
out
enough
of
at the
nowhere.
end.
No.
Daly again was there most of the day. Just didn't have the speed at the end.
Yep.
Castroneves,
is
great
A
drive.
plus A.
Honestly,
If one or two things go his way, he's like, or if he just qualifies better, like if they get that extra 3 hours, he throws down a lap that gets him out of the bottom 6 or whatever it was, and he's probably he's probably at the very least in the mix with how well he drove today
yeah.
or yesterday. Sorry.
Pagano right behind him, teammate. Good day for Meyer Shank too. Good in both cars, top 10.
Yeah.
Alex Palou, despite getting almost screwed, came back.
I was gonna say, just like I just said, very unlucky with the crash.
If that didn't happen at that time, I think on Palou's pace, he would have won.
Yeah.
Again, at the very least, in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Santuno Ferrucci.
Santucci.
Surprised he finished. Good for him. I
Yay.
actually the tint was growing
Reckoning
on me
with
by
you.
the end of the race.
Yeah.
I actually didn't. I actually was kind of liking the tint. Not gonna lie. Still don't like the guy too much.
Yeah, it's you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if other people do it in the future.
That's fair. Montoya.
Another good showing.
Yeah, it's interesting in the top. I'll say 11 to throw Montoya in there. 3 old guys.
Yep.
In terms of like Montoya, Castroneves, and Kanan, definitely your old wily veterans at this point.
Well, and do you want to look? I was gonna say, look at the starting positions of some of the older guys too.
Yeah.
Rossi. I'm not saying Rossi's old, but definitely more of a veteran compared to some of these other guys, and a winner here already, starting 20th. Castroneves, 4-time winner, starting 27th. Pagano starting 16th, so right in the middle. But
Yeah.
and then Juan Pablo Montoya starting 30th.
No, that's true. Yeah.
These guys know how to run this race.
But then you have like Ericsson, Award, Rosenquist, Daly, Palou, all these young guys also all up there.
Who all started in the first 4 rows.
Yeah, because they just had the speed.
Yep.
So. And they had the speed. They survived. They got there. And okay, I wouldn't necessarily say Daly started in the first 4 rows. Daly came from 18th.
Yeah.
Daly had a
he's
good
been
race.
back to Pagano. Yeah.
Then you had Hildebrand. You know,
Another guy who just knows how to race here.
he does. I would love to see him get a win one day.
Yep.
Newgarden, Toothless's pick.
Yeah.
I was
Listen,
gonna say,
I
Tooth
said-
didn't have a good day for predicting.
I said I was going to make him do a prediction. Surprisingly, he actually thought. Which was weird in that
He
video.
contemplated.
He did. He
Yeah.
was trying to choose the right one.
Picked Newgarden. Newgarden did not win. So no more treats for him.
Maybe next year.
Or food in general. That's
Yeah.
punishment.
Nah. He's got a cut anyways.
Yeah.
Summer's coming up. He's got a cut.
Yeah, it's too chunky. Graham Rahal, 14th. Okay, good job. Wasn't as good as you were last year.
No, I didn't really notice him at all.
Yeah, like
And
we're getting into guys who didn't really make an impression. Also, they weren't shown. Like,
the mid group was very meh. Again, we already went through the 3 rookies of Malukas, Kirkwood, and Lingard. Probably should have been one of those 3 for rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Carpenter got a little screwed. He got the willpower in Detroit treatment.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the old not starting on the red flag. Another reason, don't throw the red flag.
Yeah, because he was in the top 10, I think, right? When that happened.
That or just outside it.
He was a little further up.
But yeah, unfortunate for him. DiFrancesco, there.
Decent day.
Yeah, that's where
It's not bad for your first time.
Where I expect him based on how the season currently has gone for him.
Yeah.
Dixon, the curse continues.
Yeah.
Marco. Right, you were there.
Somehow
Yeah, I forgot that he was going to be there.
Somehow led 3 laps at some point. Don't remember that.
Didn't Johnson lead the lap too? He did.
He led 2 laps.
Oh, okay. Sage Karam crashed at the end. Actually had a decent race going all around. Sato kind of really fell off.
Harvey and Sato and Wilson and Kellett.
Yeah, they just womp womp.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
And then all the crashers we already talked about.
Yeah.
The crashers plus her.
I thought it was a great Indy 500, a really good ending, entertaining all around. One of the better ones in the last few years of watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else we have to add? Anything else you want to talk about?
They're racing in Detroit this week, and that's...
Yeah, we're coming to the part of like summer where it is going to be nonstop. There is racing every weekend, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't there usually a break after a 1 week break after the 500? But now we've got this is actually
it's always been Detroit the week after the 500.
Okay.
That's been
I feel like there's usually a bigger break in there somewhere.
However, this is the last year in Detroit.
The last year
on Belle
Island.
Yeah.
Then it's downtown again.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Yeah. One last send off for the island track. And then it's on to Road America, then a break, then Mid Ohio.
But like, okay, so then we have that, then we have Baku coming up, and then we'll have I think then Road America, and then I think you have Canadian Grand Prix. Like every single week there is going to be something, and we're getting into the best part of the year for racing.
Yeah.
Weekend followed by the heavy season.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait. And with that, I guess we'll wrap up. We'll be done. We'll be back next year to talk whoever the hell comes up. And yeah, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Spare Parts. Remember to follow the show on Twitter at sparepartspod and the hosts at Stephen Clary, at Sean Cavarella, and at Tate Moore.